I would like to make a little prayer before I tell you a little bit about what's on my tiny little mind today. You know, as I said, today is a holiday for people who aren't Jewish, and a lot of Jews like the holiday and live with it. But for those people and for every other Jew, I'd like to make a special prayer. This way, my wife will not throw me out of the house. Our tradition teaches that ahava, love, is one of the sustaining forces of the world. Not love as sentiment alone, but love expressed through gemilut chasadim, kindness, patience, loyalty, and the willingness to carry one another's burdens. On this Shabbat, we offer gratitude for the relationships that give our lives strength and meaning, partners, family, and friends who walk beside us in joy and in challenge. May the love we share be guided by Torah, shaped by compassion, and deepened by the peace of this sacred day. May our homes be places of blessing, our words gentle, and our deeds worthy of the trust others place in us. And may the love we cultivate in our lives reflect the love of the Holy One who teaches us to seek peace and to pursue it. Okay, so those of you who wanted to hear something like that, you got it. And those of you who didn't know you wanted to hear something like that, you did anyway. All right, now a little bit about what's on my tiny little mind today. Kol almana v'yatom lo ta'anun. What does that mean? That's in the Torah reading today. It's chapter 22, verse 21 from Shemot or Exodus. You shall not mistreat any widow or orphan. Wow, what a statement. You shall not mistreat any widow or orphan. It's like we have to be told that, right? Shouldn't that just be common sense? So what does it mean? If it's common sense, why are we being told it in the Torah? From the time I was a kid until now, I cannot help but think about how nasty our society has become. It's become horrible. It's so nasty. We used to have a sense of humor. We used to tell ethnic jokes and everybody would laugh. We didn't say those jokes with hate or malice or disrespect. They were just things we said and people loved them. They laughed. And everybody did. I mean, when I was a kid, everybody laughed. But today we can't tell those jokes anymore because they're considered hateful. Because nobody can listen to a joke like that anymore without being offended. Every joke like that has to be told with hatred, which that never was. That's how it is now. And if it's really so, we no longer hurt people's feelings. If that's why we do it, then why is it okay to say things to total strangers on social media that we would never dare say to their faces? Why? I mean, horrible things. Jokes were jokes. They were meant to lower the temperature between people, not to raise it, but to lower it. Sure, some were rude and hurt people's feelings. I know that. I'm not totally ignorant to it, but that's not why people said most of them. Most of them were said in jest. But did you ever hear of a person who went and murdered somebody or committed suicide because of a joke? But we have heard about murders and suicides caused by social media posts. Did you ever hear of one ever from a joke? Not one. Never. Impossible. So what did we do? We replaced humor with vicious behavior. That's what we did. And for those of us who are unfamiliar with the halacha about this, Jewish law absolutely forbids social media nastiness, and it did so long before there was social media. Long before. Thousands of years before. Because of what is going on, some legitimate rabbinic authorities are now even banning their use of the internet entirely. Can you believe it? But that's a whole different issue, and I'm not going to address that today. But the reality is, if secular law banned being mean to each other, who among us would not have been arrested from time to time? Who of us is absolutely blameless and never, ever said anything mean to someone else? Here, who? I know I have. Yes, Jewish law most certainly does caution us from being jerks, too. But thank God it's not illegal. Or I'd be in jail all the time. Yes, we're told that we cannot be both menuvah, the Hebrew word, and a good Jew at the same time. It's impossible. So what does menuval mean? Menuval means being evil, wicked, ugly, contemptible, and despicable. That's what the word means. It has all those meanings. Evil, wicked, ugly, contemptible, and despicable. Ugly not meaning looks, but behavior. And I know we have all seen people menuval and try to be a good Jew at the same time. We've all seen it. We see Jews following some observances. They keep kosher, they keep Shabbos, they do this, they do that, but they have no respect for anybody that they talk to. They treat them with less respect. And this is done not only between Orthodox, Reform, and Conservative and different variations of Jews, where we look at the other one and we say bad things about them. But we all know that this type of lifestyle shouldn't be and cannot work. How could it? I know I'm not an idealist. I said it already. I'm not. I admit it. But I know that we humans have been insulting and mistreating each other since Adam and Chava. Since Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve. We all know that. Who here doesn't know that? That said, the various phone apps, these apps that we bring on our phones, and the platforms they run on, and their comment sections have put nuclear fuel in our ability to be nasty, abusive, and dismissive of others. How many times do you go on and you look at reviews of a restaurant, and it's so bad that no one would even consider going in there? And yet, if you were there and it wasn't that bad, in fact, you might have liked it. Other things, too. You saw a movie, you liked it, everybody else thought it was the worst, was waste of the film. They shouldn't have made it. And then about people. We talk about people in such ways that they even go and take other people's lives, which we have seen, or try to take other people's lives, which we have seen, or even commit suicide on their own because they can't live with themselves anymore because of what somebody said about them. Whoever told a joke that caused that? Who? I don't know of any. So now let's get back to the Torah reading. Shemot, or Exodus chapter 22, verse 1, presents us with a very clear verse on the topic of being cruel to others when it says, Kol almanah v'yatom lo ta'anun. You shall not mistreat any widow or orphan. You know, you got to understand this verse. It's not always what it seems to mean. If you meet somebody on the street, or you're talking to somebody on a social media, do you know if they're a widow or an orphan? Do you know for sure? No. So it means you're not allowed to mistreat anybody. Nobody. Never, ever. Neither online nor offline. So why then does our illustrious Torah commentator Rashi ask why the Torah singles out the widow and the orphan in this verse? Rashi teaches that the Torah singles them out because they are the most frequently mistreated people on the planet. And it's true. I've heard terrible things when somebody becomes a widow because of the way they're not taking care of themselves or what they're not doing. Not for no other reason. It's horrible. And orphans. What happens to orphans? Oh, they're all going to be drug addicts. They're all going to be criminals. We historically treat them badly. Widows and orphans are certainly the most vulnerable in the days during the biblical society. That is just no question about it. And for too many, this reality hasn't changed to this very day. But thank God it's not true for everybody as it was then. But the truth is the truth. Today, social media gives us the weakest among us the appearance of having the most power. They say the worst things about others to make themselves feel more powerful. They just write garbage, and it makes them feel good because they're putting others down. This is both disgusting and inexcusable. Free will, which is what we all have, is a double-edged sword. Social media sharpens both edges of that sword. It does. Both edges get sharpened into a razor's edge by social media. While free will and free speech must and have to be protected, absolutely we have to protect it. We should have levels of decorum that we all live by, especially in the use of social media, but anywhere else as well. As for me, in retrospect, where is Don Rickles when we need him? And with that, I would love to say Shabbat Shalom and Am Yisrael Chai, and have a very, very, very beautiful day. The weather is nice today, so enjoy it.